Let's try if I can make it from this gap. Okay, I can easily make it. Hello guys, welcome to MotorBeam. This is the Bajaj Pulsar, and in today's video I am going to do a mileage test. I am going to be riding this motorcycle extensively in the city as well as out on the highway, and let's see what numbers do we get. We are all set to go now, and I'll see you guys at the petrol pump. So now I have reached the petrol pump and I'm gonna fill up the tank to the full. Auto cut पे बंद कर देना. So the petrol is at 3 bars right now. Okay. So now you can see the fuel. It's almost to the brim. 989 का fuel गया है, which is 9.3 liters, and the tank is full. So now that the fuel has been filled, I'm going to reset the trip meter. So over here, trip 1 is 0 and trip 2 is also reset, and the distance to empty is 440 kilometers right now. We'll see what kind of numbers we get. आगे 25, पीछे 28. The recommended tire pressure is one of the key factors to get the best possible mileage and performance. Right now I am cruising on Palm Beach Road, and this bike gets a 14-liter fuel tank, and as you saw, we filled in 9.3 liters of fuel, which means that it was more than half empty, and this thing weighs 140 kgs. Now let me tell you that this is a brand new engine. It is very smooth when you compare to the older gen Pulsar 150. This is the P150. I don't know what the P stands for, but this bike is lighter, has more power. I think this has around 14 bhp of power and 13 newton meters of torque or something like that. I have taken the Mumbai exit and I am going towards Matunga, which is around 25 kilometers one way from here. Also, one more thing, I am shutting off the engine whenever I am at traffic stops. Generally when I am in the city, I plan to cruise around 60-65 kilometers per hour, which will give me the best fuel efficiency, and that is how I think people who go for such bikes really ride out in the real world. And one thing I would say that Bajaj has done a good job with the suspension calibration of this bike. So this is totally set towards comfort. I mean, the rear shock especially. With the Pulsar N160, the suspension is a bit too stiff for roads like this. So you get a bounce effect all over the place when you ride on such roads. The ergonomic triangle of this bike, the handlebar, the foot pegs, and the seating posture, it is quite good, and honestly I feel comfortable on this. The foot pegs are not as a center set, they are slightly rear set, but hey, that's still okay. कोई kidnap कर रहा है? नहीं. I am in Chembur now, and I've covered around 15 kilometers. What does the Odo say? Okay, it says trip 1 meter says 14.7. Let's try if I can make it from this gap. Okay, I can easily make it. The power has been distributed in a very sporty commuterish type of way. So the low end is good, the mid range is absolutely fruity, and the high end is like okay, it's not fun. The bike vibrates all over the place, and yeah, even on a Saturday, Mumbai feels like Mumbai, and Chembur definitely feels like Chembur. If I have to compare it to the older gen Pulsar, this is leaps and bounds ahead in terms of refinement, the engage levels, and overall the road ahead is in a pretty bad shape. This is just very bad level of patchwork being done by BMC, and it feels alright. It isn't too much. However, the front feels a little bit stiff, but hey, that's okay from the handling perspective. Overall, it is pretty manageable. Right now I am at Sion, and Matunga is what, just I think around 7 kilometers away from here. What really helps this bike is the lightness. So this just weighs around 140 kgs, as I said earlier, and overall the body is also quite slim, and this bike doesn't feel like moving this bike in and around city, maneuvering through traffic, it doesn't feel like a task. However, the turning radius is a little too much, but again, if you tilt the bike and move it thoda sa aage piche, so you can also figure that out. This bike comes in two variant options, the single disc and the dual disc variant, and both bikes obviously are single channel ABS only. There is one thing that I have to complain about this bike, that are the brakes. So the initial bite from the front brake is lacking and it doesn't really inspire confidence. I have reached Matunga. As you can see, that is the Matunga station. I have some personal work over here, and let's see at the riding stats. So 23.4 kilometers on the trip meter. I have wrapped up my work. I just took a U-turn over here and now I am heading back. Arey, one more thing, I don't know why this bike, when I'm trying to shift from first to second gear, it gets into neutral, and you know, that is quite embarrassing, man. So looking at the way things are going right now, I think that this bike will easily give me a mileage anywhere from around 48 to 52 kilometers per liter. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Comment down below and let's see what the final number turns out to be. Damn. ये डीजल वाली है? अरे वाह, मी पहिल्यांदा बघितली. किती ॲव्हरेज देते? ॲव्हरेज किती देते? 60-65. अरे वाह, छान आहे, मेंटेन केली आहे गाडी. थँक्यू. So I have just hit the highway and I have covered 64 kilometers till now. This bike has a 149cc engine and this has a 5-speed gearbox, and I'm on the 5th gear right now, and let's try pulling up this bike till 80 kilometers per hour. And it does that around 6000 rpm, exactly at 6000 rpm actually, and the vibrations are not as pronounced over here. At this point, at around 6000 rpm, the buzziness kind of starts hitting you on the seat, on the handlebars, a little bit on the foot pegs as well. But as soon as you downshift and the rpms climb, you can see, you can actually feel the vibrations onto the handlebar as well. Out on the highway, this bike actually feels quite light, you know, very light in fact. There are strong crosswinds on this road and I can feel that the bike is, you know, trying to go to the left, trying to go to the right, and I have to put in my efforts to keep the bike in place. As much as I appreciated the soft suspension setup in the city, but out on the highway, it's starting to bother me a little bit, because you know, the stability, it feels like, yeah, this bike is just bouncing over, and the stability feels quite missing. Now you can see that even the handlebar is moving, so that is something that you need to take care of if you plan to use this bike out on the highways. Now we have a corner over here and let's try to push this bike. Okay, it feels supportive enough, but you know, the tires are quite skinny, so I wouldn't trust this bike with, you know, all of my skill. Seat is a bit too hard when you are riding it for short distances, but you know, as soon as you hit up highways and you are riding for like 2+ hours, you will actually like this seating setup. Yeah, if you plan to tour on this bike, you should definitely consider getting a bigger windscreen over here. So just entered Navi Mumbai now, and जैसे चला रहा है वो भाई, दिखता नहीं है क्या? I have done around 93.2 kilometers till now, and I think I should cover up 7 kilometers till the fuel station comes. And I just touched 100 and the fuel pump is just right around this corner. Well, 100.4 kilometers is what the figure is on the dash, on the trip 1 meter. The distance to empty says 470 kilometers because I was riding a little bit aggressive, but yeah, I did not exceed 87 kilometers per hour. I said 85, but yeah, 87, 88 tak I was doing the speeds. And what does the Odo say? So 1673 kilometers on the Odo and 100.4 kilometers on the trip meters. Full kar do. So just filling up the tank. Auto cut पे बंद कर देना. Zero? Yes. Auto cut होगा मैं ये हैंडल कैसे करें? Zero. Auto cut होगा. ठीक है ठीक है. The bike took in around 2.67 liters of fuel and amounting to 284.19 rupees. I'll do the calculation now and put up the number on the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the MotorBeam channel and also turn on the bell icon. Now I will see you guys again in next such video. Also let me know which other bike should I do a mileage test on in the comments down below. Bye bye.